find out.
Are we live? Did she say something?
I believe she said live.
Good evening and welcome to the Artist Showcase. I'm your host, Tanya Michelle. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. I have a wonderful guest this evening by the name of Smoke Jones. Yes. We've been trying to get him on the air and we finally got him on the air and I'm so excited to have him. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So tell me, who is Smoke Jones?
Who is Smoke Jones? Wow. So I'm just a guy from Detroit. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm just in Detroit, enjoying music, loving my life. New love in my life for the past almost 2 years now.
Awesome.
Life is good. Life is good.
Oh yeah. And shout out to the better half.
Yes, Tina.
Yes, hi Tina, and happy birthday to you, early birthday.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming very, very soon.
Awesome. What made you decide that you want to be an artist?
Wow, I would say that earlier in my life, I've always wanted to sing. I've always wanted to do something that had to do with art. I love to paint. I love to draw and sculpt and all those things. And there was just never really an outlet for me as a child to do those things. So it wasn't until I turned 45 years old that I actually got on stage for the first time. It was at an open mic. And, people enjoyed what I did and I didn't know why. I had no confidence in what I could do at the time. And just the fact that people were so positive about what I did, it made me want to be an artist. And I'll tell you that the second time that I went out to perform at another open mic, like 2 weeks after that, that literally changed my life because of the people that were there, the input that they gave me about my gift.
Right.
It changed my life.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, do you come from a musical background and family? Anyone else?
No music. No music is in my background at all. I played violin for like everybody else, right?
Oh, I know.
I played violin for
In elementary.
2 weeks.
He said 2 weeks.
Right. So but no musical background. But I've always loved music, right? So I taught myself to play the guitar, and that was a journey for me because I didn't get any help with it. I used YouTube and just sitting there in front of the television, just trying to figure out how to play that instrument. And that turned into me writing my own music and eventually writing lyrics and putting all that together. It's all self-taught. It's just part of my journey,
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, tell me a little bit about the music industry. So, what made you? We talked a little bit about how you got started and things like that. But what is the meaning behind your stage name?
Wow. So several years ago, before I ever even thought about getting on stage, I was in the process of teaching myself how to play the guitar, and just kind of experimenting with singing. And I bought a microphone and this whole sound system, and I was just doing it for myself.
Right.
So I began posting the music on what's it called, a SoundCloud.
Okay.
But I thought that it was just for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking that other people could see this music. So I ended up finding that people at my job discovered my SoundCloud page.
Wow.
And so I was in IT. I've been in IT for 25 years.
Okay.
So I'm walking the floor one day and I hear myself singing and playing the guitar.
Wow.
So they found my music and someone goes, well, we're going to call you Smoke Jones because your career is going to go up in smoke. You won't sing. Right. So I'm not a spiteful person, but the very first time I ended up getting on stage and performing at an open mic, they asked me, like, what do you want to call yourself? Just in joke. And I thought about it and I said, Smoke Jones. Maybe out of spite a little bit. And
Yeah.
I love the name. I think it says a lot. I think it's a powerful name.
Yeah.
And I stand on it.
Right.
Right.
And it's memorable too because
Yeah.
you can't forget it, right?
Right.
You know? And I also think it fits the genre of music that you have too. So, because your music is a little bit of blues,
Yeah.
a little bit of R&B, you know, a little jazz.
Oh, yeah.
I can hear a little jazz in there too.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And that's that smoky sound.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate that.
So I
Yeah.
can see that. I can see that. Hopefully we're able to pull up your music. So hopefully, we'll knock on wood.
Sure.
We'll knock on glass. It's glass over here. Hopefully we'll be able to pull that up later on in the show. Speaking of that, so how would you describe? I think I probably just described your music, but how do you describe your music?
You did a pretty good job right there. I mean, you've heard my music. I love blues. I love R&B. Some of my influences. I love Donny Hathaway. I love Stevie Wonder. I love blues,
Yeah.
R&B, jazz. I really find that since I began making my own music, I think some of the first things that I ended up really just kind of playing is, and I'm not going to insult actual jazz musicians by saying this, and I don't mean to, but it was something that I wanted to play, and I found that my play was somewhat jazzy, even though I didn't really know the whole technique and the ideas behind it. And so I would just sit in my basement just working on these jazzy licks. And as I began to learn chords and chord structure, then it began to kind of fall into place. And so that really influenced the music. And I think there's a huge jazz component to what I do, jazzy component. But it's really it's driven by the R&B in me. I love Luther Vandross. I love all those soulful R&B voices.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Describe your creative process.
I would say that I'm a perfectionist, and so because of that, sometimes it becomes difficult to actually follow all the way through with an idea because you want the idea to be perfect.
Right.
And so my process usually starts with me sitting down with my guitar and just kind of vocalizing to a chord progression that I may have created.
Okay.
And then I figure out a melody that really goes well over that chord progression, and then I begin to kind of sing with that melody after I figured out what it is.
Right.
And so after you establish a melody, at that point, it's a good point to really begin to write.
Right.
A lot of people don't write that way. That's just the way I do.
Right.
It's difficult sometimes just to sit down and just really write a song from top to bottom.
Oh, yeah.
The music itself is what inspires me, and then once I feel that chord progression, once I feel where the melody is going, then it kind of dictates your thought process. Oh, you know what? I want to write about my dad.
Yeah.
I want to write about love. I want to write about loss. And then it comes through because you're already in that mode.
Yeah.
That said, though, just addressing a creative process, I think people get caught up in particular, if you're a perfectionist, you get caught up in everything needing to be needing to make sense and absolutely correct, cross your I's and and dot your T's, right? And it's not really what it needs to be creative.
Oh, yeah.
The important thing is that if you have the means to record, do not let an idea go.
Oh, yeah.
because I
Right.
have so many ideas that I've just sat and doodled on my guitar and I've sang, and I was like, man, that was an awesome song. You get
Right.
lost in it, you play it for an hour, and then it's gone if you don't write it down or record it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is an encouragement I would give to anyone that is trying to be creative and create something that really reflects how you felt at the moment.
Right.
A lot of times, have you ever written something and then you started it, you got a little piece of it written, and then you say, I'm going to come back to it. And let's just say
Right.
work gets in the way, and 3 months later you come back and you want to try and pick up that thought process,
Right.
but now your direction is totally different.
Right. Exactly.
Totally different. So you have to follow through with your
Yeah.
creativity, because it changes as the more time you let grow around it. It'll change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so true. Because I started writing a movie script, which is a true story. And started that script, let me see. I was married 2018. So my ex-husband and I, we started this script, and it was in 2018. Like I said, a true story. And I started writing it, and then, my schedule. I'm just all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm busy all over the place. And it's so now it's just sitting on my drive. It's just sitting and waiting to be finished.
Yeah.
And that's so true. It's like once you're there, try to finish it, but then, like you said, you'll go in another different direction. Yeah.
That's
And
what it
that's
is.
true. That is so true. What was your inspiration? You got a new song that's going to be coming out, and like I said, I'm gonna try to get it on here so everyone can hear. But Smoke, you have a new song that's coming out very soon and called "Say Less."
Yes.
I listened to it about 2 or 3 times yesterday. Because, and what I like to do is I like to listen to the melody first.
Yeah.
And then I'll play it back, and then I start listening to the words. And then I kind of combine them together, and that's my 3rd time.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. Beautiful song, beautiful words.
Thank you.
What inspired you to? Then you wrote that song.
Yeah.
Yeah. What inspired you to write "Say Less"?
So I think, like pretty much any other adult, you go through things in your life. You have relationships. They begin and they end for whatever reason, right? And you come to a realization at some point that I could have listened more. I could have learned a love language quicker, right? Or that person could have learned mine, or they could have listened to me a little bit more, right? And so that song really comes from a place of listening to your partner, listening to your mate, and understanding what their love language is, and then being able to execute, or being able to tell them exactly what it is they've been telling you, whether they've said it verbally or not, because they're cues you can pick up on from people that they're telling you how they want to be loved, and you just have to listen.
Yeah.
So the idea behind the name of the song, "Say Less," is just that I've observed and I've listened and I've watched, and now you don't have to say anything else. I'm going to love you the way that you want that, and but you need to do the same thing for me as well.
Yes.
That calls into question, though. It shouldn't even say it's a question, but we should not love someone because we expect something back from them.
Okay. Say that again.
Right? You should love.
Say more.
Right? Say more.
All right.
You should love because you want that person to be happy, and that you want to express that love, and what comes back to you is a direct manifestation of what you have given, instead of "I'm gonna love you because I need you to just do the same thing for me." It should not work that way.
Right.
Yeah.
That all goes back to really just communication. Really. You got to listen to your partner.
Yeah.
No communication, there's no trust, there's no honesty, there's no relationship. That's what I say.
Real talk.
Yeah. What musician out here do you admire the most, and why?
Are we speaking local musicians or just in the world?
You know what? Let's do local. That's different. 'Cause
Local.
I'm always asking about international artists. Yeah. Anyone local?
Yeah, there are a couple.
Okay.
So I would take someone like Thornetta Davis.
Mm,
I love her voice. I love
yeah.
her presence, but she is an amazing person, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because she is an amazing person, that just comes through in the music.
Yeah.
That makes you want to go to a show. That makes you want to stand at the edge of the stage and listen to what she's saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have Demetrius Neighbors,
Okay.
monster.
Mm,
He's a beautiful musician,
yeah.
right? Beth, Beth Manley,
Yes. Yes.
beautiful
Yes.
voice, a beautiful person. I'm gonna tell you,
She is.
I admire her so much. I met her. I met her with another person I'm gonna mention as well, but I met her on. We sang for the Ford Fireworks in 2022.
Okay.
Did the Ford Fireworks show, and it was an amazing experience.
Mm-hmm.
And she was there. I'd never met her before,
Mm-hmm.
and so we spoke a little there. But afterward, she released an album,
Mm-hmm.
and she asked me if I would come online and do a critique of the album. And she, a lot of people, she asked to do that.
Yeah.
And what that turned into was her just kind of keeping up with my progress. And one day we had a phone conversation where she told me things about the process of making music and kind of a way to kind of conduct yourself in this business, the way to, assemble a team. She told me a lot of things that I didn't expect for that conversation to turn into.
Right.
And that speaks to the support that you can honestly receive from well-intended people right in your city.
Oh yeah.
Like Detroit is full of artists that will help you, that
Yeah.
will they can't do it for you, but they'll help give you the knowledge
Right.
to move to the next level, but you have to put in the work,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I really admire her for that, but she's a beautiful voice.
She is. Yeah. Oh my God.
Laura Rain,
Okay.
my great friend Laura Rain, Tasha Owens,
Oh yes.
I mean, just all those folks, Sky Covington.
Mm-hmm.
We can just name people all day. I mean, we know all these folks.
Right.
Sky she put me in her Take Five production. I sing as Nat King Cole on that show.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Yes.
That's the one coming up during the summer. Is it August or something like that?
There's another one coming up, I believe, in June.
Okay, yes, well, I know it's like in the summer.
But there's another one.
It's one sooner than that.
There's one sooner than that I'm not going
Yeah.
to sing on. But I've been doing it for about a little over 2 years now.
Okay.
And it's been a great experience,
Mm-hmm.
But again, that just speaks to when someone sees that you're trying and that you have talent and you're trying to develop yourself, then people want you to work with them.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I talked to so many artists that's been on my shows, and one of the things that we always talk about is, the artists here or either international artists from other states, how they only limit so much information they want to give you, because they're scared of the competition, And sometimes it's not all about that.
Right.
If they shine more than you, kudos.
Right.
It's just be happy for them.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different journey or a different path. And so hopefully, like all those people you named, I could see them, helping other people. They're not what I want to say, selfish.
Not selfish at all.
Yeah.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot to bring someone into your space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Into a very competitive. The city is only so big.
Right.
There are only so many stages, and to bring someone on your stage or into your space, knowing that there will possibly maybe compete for time.
Right. Right.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It is. It is. What do you enjoy most about being an artist?
So I think the best thing about it is the honesty, right?
Okay.
To speak of your feelings, whether it be through song, whether you paint, whatever it is, right? It's going to come out. What's inside is going to come out,
Right.
right? And you can't be so worried about how people are going to receive it. You have to let your truth bleed out through your art.
Right.
And I think when that's your focus, is let your truth bleed out through your art, then people are just going to get an undiluted, look into your soul.
Right.
And so I appreciate that because, growing up, I did not have that. I didn't have that freedom to express. And so now that I'm grown, I just turned, I'll be 52 this year, right? Being able to express the things about, about love or loss or, pain, happiness, whatever it is. It means the world, because you just have to think of how many people don't have the freedom, people with talent, people that have been through things that can help other folks.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have the courage or either the opportunity to be able to express it. I do. I'm blessed to be able to have that.
That's true.
That opportunity. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Wow. We're going to get into a little bit about not necessarily your journey as far as the business side of it, but kind of an advice to give to anyone out there who wants to get into this industry, because it is tough. It is competitive too. And you see a lot of the younger artists out here, they want to be singers, they want to be musicians, is they look at the fame and the money and things like that, but they don't get into the business side, or they don't know about the business side at all.
Right.
What are the pros and cons, in your own words, in this business?
The pros and cons. I think one of the pros is that you have to learn how to work hard and be original. The work hard part it's got to be a pro. If you're not willing to work hard, if you think that you're just going to get on a stage and you're going to sound good with other musicians, and you haven't worked to learn a song, or you haven't worked on your singing, haven't worked on your guitar, your keys, or your drums, or whatever it is, then you're not going to have much of a lifespan. And I just started my journey 6 years ago.
Okay.
And in 6 years, I've just worked really, really hard, and I'm experiencing, some success at this point, right?
Right.
But that success measured against someone that just might be out there just traveling the world. I mean, I'm not there. I will be there.
Yeah, you will. Yeah,
I will be there.
You will be there.
I have confidence in what I do, right? But it's because you have confidence because you put in work when nobody else is watching.
That's
How
true.
later you stand up
Yeah.
to work on that song, to work on your chops, so that's a pro. I think a con would be, if you don't like a lot of your personal time. I mean, if you like your personal time, then sometimes having to perform so much, or having to rehearse so much and work so hard, that it may not be for you.
Yeah.
It may not be for you.
Yeah.
So you just have to decide what it is you want. I don't personally gig, but maybe a couple times a month.
Okay.
But if you are a person that performs, multiple times a week, then I'm not saying that it stresses your family life, but I think people in your family and in your circle have to realize, hey, this is something that Smoke loves to do. And we have to give him the space to do that, because that's what his love is. That's what his passion is. So
How do you balance that? How do you balance between, being on stage and performing and traveling, and business? Not business, but your family. How do you balance that out, you personally?
Well, I spend a lot of time with my love. I mean, Tina, I love Tina so much, right? We spend a lot of time together, and it's not really hard for me to balance because, again, I don't perform several times a month, but I am up late nights, working on my guitar, working on my singing, writing, and all those things. And she understands. The thing I love is that she gives me the room and the space to do that.
Yeah.
And then when we spend our time, we have a really good time. We do things. We talk. That is important. But you
Yeah.
have to be able to have that balance, or it's going to be all you
That's right.
or nothing. And it can't be all you. There are two people in a
Right.
relationship. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
And she's such a sweetheart. And even though I don't know her, and I just
Yeah.
met her over the holidays. Or no, I met her Don's birthday party.
Yep.
Well, over the holidays.
Right, right. Oh, no,
And
her birthday is a holiday.
Yeah, right, I know, right? Yeah.
Miss Webb.
And Tina's she has such a beautiful spirit.
Yes.
Me as a Libra, I can automatically know, their energy
Yeah.
just offhand.
Yeah.
And she has such a beautiful spirit. And
Yeah.
I can tell that she's very understanding.
Yeah.
She's in it
Yeah.
with you. She's going to, ride that path with you.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know.
She's here
And-
today. She's
Yeah,
here right outside.
she's in the green room.
Right.
Yep. So I mean, I admire that, and a lot of couples or a lot of people, they don't understand that. They like, oh my God, my boyfriend or my husband, blah blah blah. My wife, they're an actor, they're an actress, or they sing, but then when it comes down to the business and
Right.
they're out performing and doing things like that and they're on the road, they don't understand it. They don't
Right.
like that part.
Right.
So it is. You have to find that special someone that understands the business. If they're not in the business, what to expect.
Yeah.
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 And they have to be that understanding person. And Tina
Yes.
is definitely it.
Yes.
Shout out to Tina.
Shout out to Tina.
Yeah, that's for sure. What is the biggest problem that you've encountered in this journey of music?
The biggest problem.
I know I'm throwing some tough ones out there, right?
Yeah, no, those are good questions, though. I think my problem is that there's a process for everything. There's a time for everything. I mean, you work, and I think you reach different levels according to how hard you're working. Regardless of whatever opportunity presents itself, you have to be ready for it, right? I think the hardest thing for me is knowing that I started at 45. And just thinking, oh, there's so many, younger singers out here. There's so many younger musicians. People have been doing this forever. And that was really, really problematic for me because I was in my head about it all the time. Am I talented enough? Do I have enough training? Of course, you have no training.
Right.
But you turn that that problem, I think, into a pro. Because again, it's about hard work.
Yeah.
You can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't apply it, it's not going to be a pro for you.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I work very, very hard. But I think that's the biggest problem I've experienced is just knowing that there's so many people out here in this city that have been doing this for so long, and I'm not so much worried about the perception.
Yeah.
I'm just worried about the feeling that I have when I know that, you have this band over here that's been together for 20 years and they
Yeah.
click and, they sounded right, that the vocals are great. I think in my endeavors in this short period of time that I've developed a confidence that I feel like I shine when I'm
Yeah.
on stage. I mean,
yeah.
I'm just, you have to feel that way.
Yeah.
You have to exude that when you're on stage. You can't be thinking that somebody else is going to, get on the stage after me and tear it up. Do what you do. Be confident. Have a good time with it. Enjoy it. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
And
that's
then
true.
that's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Yeah.
For those of you who are just tuning in, my guest tonight is Smoke Jones. Yes. He has a new single that's going to be coming out really soon. Say Less. Unfortunately, I'm unable to play it tonight. I'm gonna keep trying though, guys. So you guys can take a listen. But later on in the show, he's gonna tell you where you can find that song and his other songs. once it's out, and definitely purchase.
Yeah, right.
Definitely purchase. Don't go and listen. You got to purchase it too, right?
Yes.
Again, you're watching the Artist Showcase. I'm your host, Tanya Michelle, and you are live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other top social media platforms. Be sure that you like, follow, share, comment, and subscribe. Again, thank you for tuning in to the Artist Showcase. And you're watching on Wjzz Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. I'm going to take a little time out to look at some comments on YouTube. And I see Tina.
She's in the comments.
She says, I love you.
I love you too, baby.
All right. Yeah, so be sure that you put in your comments. If you have any questions, for Smoke, please put them in the comments if you're on YouTube. Because I'm on Facebook too. I'm live on Facebook now, so I can see the comments. But definitely put your comments and questions in there, and I'll try to get to the comments when I can. If you could change anything in this industry, in this music industry, what would it be?
I think I would change the value that that people put on live music. Because there are a lot of venues that I think they don't have a respect for what it really takes to get on stage and be effective. I mean, you have to learn your instrument, you have to learn to sing, you have to, hone your skill. You have to put together a band, you have to, carry equipment, you have to set that equipment up. You have to be presentable on stage.
Oh, yeah.
It takes time and money and thought and effort. And I don't think venues understand that. They know that they want a band to be there to help bring in customers, but they don't want to pay a decent amount for people to play. So that's just a terrible thing. But the other side of that, though, is that one thing I would definitely change is that we as musicians have to reset the market. Because for years it's been that, you take a couple $100 and put a band on stage. If we continue to take, $200 to put 5 guys on stage for 3 or 4 hours, then the market will never be reset. And there's obviously the value, the need is obviously there. Yeah. Because they're calling you to do gigs. But we have to, as musicians, reset that market and say, no, I mean, it's worth more than that. Yeah. You're making money on your door, you're selling lots of drinks, you're selling, no, that's right. Hella food. Drinks is high. You understand? Right. Yeah. That's what I would change. Yeah. Yeah. And it's so funny you mentioned that, because the guest I had on last week, DJ Intense, we were just talking about that. How they are hired to perform at venues, and once the end of the night, they're not getting paid enough. And don't they realize that whatever they pay you, you have to split that up? That doesn't just go to you, right? No. I mean, but that's why we have to reset the standard as musicians. I mean, we have to. If you're bringing 4 people, 5 people, you want to take care of the people that look. That also goes to if you have projects. I mean, I never would want to ask someone to do something for free. Right. You spent thousands of hours probably learning how to do what you do. And for me to ask you to come and do something for free and I'm getting paid is ridiculous. It is. It is. So I would change that to the culture. We have to value what we do, what you do yourself, but you have to value what another person brings. You wouldn't ask them unless you needed it. Exactly. Right. Exactly. On point. Yeah. That's for sure. This industry has changed so much, especially since the 80s and going through the 90s. Now we got social media. So now you got, not only are the artists performing on stage, but especially during COVID, everything was closed. Everybody was performing on social media. Yeah.
it's changed so much, and putting out records, like Spotify, these social media outlets. Do you think that a lot of the artists now, even if they've been out here a while, do you think that they're all going independent and not going to the labels anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. So I was watching an interview that Marcus Divine did the other day, and he was talking about the way he sells his music, right? And so he sells his music from his website.
Okay.
If you want it, that's where you have to go and get it. And that way he makes all of the money from the sales. If we're selling our music and we're streaming it, and you are getting pennies on the several dollars that people are making from your project, then you're not doing yourself any good. You may be getting a lot of views, but what's that really turning into? I mean, just to be popular but no money, that's not desirable for me. Right? So that's, I think, the benefit that you can have for yourself is selling your own product on your own site. And that's, so I have my first single set up on my website to buy. I'm selling it myself. Now, it was my very first, so yeah, I'll say that was my very first project, I'll Be Good to You.
Okay.
And so I rushed straight to DistroKid, and I read, I got the song all set up, and it's at all of the streaming outlets, and people are listening to it, and that's fine. And the people that are buying it, that's fine that people are buying it. But I'm going to see a couple cents. I'm going to see a fraction of cents.
Of it,
on each one of those sales. Now, what I've sold on my own website, again, I get 100% of that. So you just have to think about that, because I can't say that my situation is going to be better for someone else. Maybe someone else just wants to release a bunch of music that they may not even sell. They want to get it streaming, and then possibly it gets into a movie, or possibly it goes viral and people start using it on, for their social media content. Maybe that's the end game, but you have to know what's good for you.
Because I was looking at what is that show? That movie, The Temptations. Everybody saw the Temptation movie, right? And how they got started, and they got gypped by their first recording label, and then they were able to go on to Motown, and it's just so different from back then. And I'm wondering if I don't want to say I'll probably go back to that, but because it doesn't look like it, because now we got the social media. Everyone wants to be independent. They don't want to give the percentage of, like you were saying, to the labels and things like that, the advancements and things like that. And it's just, I guess it's safer, for people who are getting into the business. It's just safer for them to go independent.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably safer for some folks, but it depends on what you're trying to do. And I can't say that being on a label, on a big label, is not going to be good for someone. Maybe your deal can be structured a certain way. I don't know. But for a person like myself, I think it's better for me. I started a record label. I call it Belt Orion Records.
Okay.
And so that's how I get my music out, and I sell it myself. Again, some folks just want to just release and release and release and release, maybe not with the intent of maybe selling those, but maybe it goes viral. Maybe it goes viral. You don't need a studio you don't need a record label to do that. It just depends on what you want to do.
Makes sense. We talked about how you balance your music and things with family and a significant other. We talked a little bit about the pros and cons. When it comes to the business side, what do you think the new people that are coming into the business, what do you think they should know about? especially when it comes to contracts and stuff like that.
Oh, wow. Even when you speak on a local level and just just performing, right? Because that is the music business also, not just putting out records,
Yeah.
but when you perform, if you have these big gigs that you do that may pay thousands of dollars, and someone gives you a call and says, hey, I have a wedding, hey, I have a festival, hey, I have this, that, or the other, and I'm going to pay you this many thousands of bucks.
Right.
Common sense should dictate that you say, okay, if you want me to put you on my schedule for June the 19th, several months from now, then I need a deposit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And so if they're not willing to give you a deposit, then maybe they're not so serious about having you come and play for them. So get things in writing, have contracts that you sign with venues or customers. You have to get it written. Here's what time I'm going to be here, how many people I'm bringing, what you're going to pay, where it's at, just everything all listed out. Because if you don't, then you'll get all the way to the day before, the day of, and if hey, we can't have you out today, then you could have been working some other place.
Exactly.
You could have been doing something else, and that happens quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
It happens all the time.
I know, gosh. Right.
Oh, let me say this too.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome.
We've been trying to do this for a while now,
I
but
know, right?
I really appreciate it. I love your show.
Thank
The
you.
questions that you ask, how much you care about what you do, and it's obvious that you care about what you do and the way you conduct your show.
Oh,
The
thank
questions you
you.
ask, I'm a fan, so I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I love having you on too. And like I said, we've been trying.
Yes.
And I got 2 other shows, so we're not done. This is not the first.
Okay,
you
all right.
got 2 other shows.
Sweet.
You got 2 other shows. And I like to ask questions like that. I like to be a little bit different than the other hosts, talk show hosts, because I'm a person that I want to reach out to the newbies out there who wants to get into the business, and I want them to listen to my show and listen to the people or the artists who's already been out here and knows, and so they listen to their journey, too. So not only to get their music out there, but then for me personally, I'm just interested. I've been asked to be someone's manager before twice. I've been asked to be on a PR. It's just, I'm not there yet.
Okay.
Because I want to know all of the business first before I can even step in those shoes.
Wow. Okay.
So so it's about me. When I ask those questions, it's me not only giving the knowledge to the people out there that are listening and looking at us on WJZZ Cool TV, but for me as well. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah. So it's a knowledge thing. I wanna. It's that thing, right? Gosh, we got 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes. Actually, no, 6 more minutes.
Okay.
All right. Time has just been flying, right?
Look, when you're having fun, time flies.
Right. It's just been flying. So I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to listen to your music, but like I said, just in a few minutes, we're going to let you know where you can find Smoke Jones' music on social media. Again, you're watching the Artist Showcase. I'm your host, Tanya Michelle, and you're live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and other social media platforms. Again, be sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Again, and thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. I want to quickly do a shout out. I'm supposed to have my birthdays and stuff out here, and I'm going to try to do by memory. Shout out to Keith Bradley. He just had a birthday last week, I believe. Happy birthday to you. Actually, it was Sunday. Happy birthday to you. Somebody else had a birthday. Somebody else just had, somebody's birthday is today, and that's a shame. And I don't even have them listed on here. But to all of my late March and early April, if your birthday is today, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Detroit Tigers. Did we win today? I didn't even look to see if we won the game today. Today was our, for those of you who are not from Detroit, today was our home opener. And did we win?
I don't know.
I don't know if we won it. And you know what? I was supposed to have my Tiger gear on. I totally forgot. I ran home and just changed. I'm like, oh my God. When I got here, I'm like, I was supposed to have my Tiger gear on today. And I did not. So I need to find out if we won or not. And if we did, because I think we've been winning. I think we won 2.
Yeah,
so
I'm not
far.
sure. Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with
Yeah,
the Tigers so much. I should,
Yeah.
but
I think either yesterday or something we won against the White Sox, which is my favorite team.
okay.
But yeah, I have to find out. Anybody knows if you're on YouTube, text me or comment and let me know if we won or not, because I'm not sure if we won or not. Any gigs coming up? We talked about the one in May, so talk a little bit about that and any other events you got going, any concerts going on.
Again, on May 4th at Cliff Bell's, I'm going to be releasing Say Less.
Okay.
It's going to be 2 shows, so it's going to be May 4th. The first show is at 7:30. Second show is at 9:30, and so it's going to be myself, Randall Wilson, and the rest of the band, and so that's going to be a good event. Please, everyone, come out.
Yes.
We're going to turn it out. And then the very next show is going to be on June the 15th. It's going to be a Juneteenth celebration for Madison Heights.
Oh, okay.
You know, which is monumental for that community. This is going to be my 4th year, but this year I put together an orchestra.
Wow.
And so I call it the Smoke Jones Heart and Soul Orchestra. And so we're going to perform and we're going to tear it up. We're going to tear it up.
Yeah.
The week after, we're doing the Juneteenth celebration for the city of Warren.
Okay.
And so that's going to be the Smoke Jones Band, possibly the orchestra, but as of now, the band.
Okay.
But that's what I have on the immediate radar, and that is a lot for me. Just those 3 shows, but those are big shows, and I try not to pack my schedule too tight.
Right.
Because I want to execute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I have.
Awesome. Some great shows coming up. I am definitely going to try to make one of those. Probably the May 4th one.
Okay.
For sure. I'm definitely going to try to make that. Because I haven't seen you perform in person, I don't think.
Wow. Okay.
I don't think so.
Well, you need to come on out.
I know,
come
right?
On out.
I got to come out. I definitely got to come on out. What do you want to say to your fans out there?
I want to say thank you. It's been 6 years now, and I started doing open mic events.
Okay.
And that immediately turned into me having my own show like a month later.
Awesome.
Awesome. And people continue to follow me and attend my events. And 6 years later, we have a really, really nice following. And there are people that know me and know what we do. So let me say thank you, because without you, there is no me.
Yeah.
Without you, I don't get exposure. I have no one to emote and just pour all of that love onto, right? But you love me while I'm on stage, and it makes me want to sing more to you. So I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. And where can they find your music on social media?
So, you can find me on all streaming platforms. Right now, I'll Be Good to You, which is a song that I did with the great, legendary Billy Davis. That song is on all streaming platforms, but you can buy it on my website, smokejonesmusic.com.
Okay.
And you can keep up with what I'm doing not only on my website, but on Smoke Jones Detroit on Facebook. Smoke Jones Music on Facebook, and Smoke Jones Music on Instagram.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. You guys be sure that you go out to those social media websites and you buy Smoke Jones Music. Make sure that you catch all of his performances, not just one. You make sure you catch all of them.
All of them.
All of them. I've seen clippets and clip is that a word? Clips.
I said it.
Ding. Right, I need a bell here. Ding, 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 ding. I've seen clips of Smoke Jones' performance at the Aretha Jazz Cafe
Yes.
recently, and amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. So you be sure that you go out there, get your tickets before they sell out, because best believe they will sell out.
Definitely.
For real. You know, they only have but so many seats at the
And that's important
Yeah.
for Cliff Bell's, the show coming up May 4th. Please call and make reservations.
Oh, yeah.
The reservations are $25 per person.
Okay.
And so there's a 7:30 and a 9:30 show. Please call them as soon as possible so that you can reserve your seat, because we are going to sell out both shows.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yes.
For sure, for sure. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for coming on to the Artist Showcase. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much.
appreciate
I
you. Thank you.
appreciate you so much. Thank you. You've got to come on again. Be sure that you come on again.
Surely.
And and like I said, you got 2 more shows to do with me.
Right.
And those of you out there, be sure that you can follow me on Facebook under Tanya Michelle, or on Instagram, Tanya_Michelle, number 47. And you can follow me on the Entertainment Lounge on Facebook and on YouTube. I will see you all next week. Thank you for tuning in to the Artist Showcase. Again, I'm your host, Tanya Michelle.